Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. All right, so what do we have today? This is an interesting one here. This is a GoTrax G3 Plus. Now, little backstory to this. I actually had this scooter in my hands about a year ago. Yeah, it was maybe like October last year. So we're right about a year ago, man. A customer brought this to me, and the problem with it was that it would just shut off randomly, right? It would just shut off randomly. And at the time, because it was literally brand new, um, what I did was I just kind of went over it and then I wrote up an estimate to fix it. And then what they did was they got a warranty claim and then they just replaced the scooter and they just said, chuck it, just throw this away. So what they did was they just stashed it, right? This is, you see all this right here? See all this dirt and everything? That's because they just stashed it. And then, a customer called me one day and she was like, hey, I had been meaning to call you about this scooter. Like, do you want it? And I was like, yeah, just drop it off at the shop. I'll pick it up. She drops it off and I picked it up. So here it is. This is a GoTrax G3 Plus, as I stated already. And it's not what you think. Okay. Looking at it, it it's dirty. Okay. This thing was hardly used. It wasn't really used much. Okay. It really didn't get a lot of use at all. Um, so I wanted to just go ahead and get it, tear it apart, and say, okay, we'll make a little project out of this. So what's going on with it, right? Well, here's the deal. This battery, it works when it wants to work, basically. Yeah, so let's put the multimeter on. We're going to go ahead and stick the probes in and see what we get. Okay. So wait a minute. We got one. Wait. Hold on. Come on. One-handed. One-handed. We can do it. We can do it. We almost got it. We got it. All right. So check this. Oh shit! Really? All right. Hold on. Let's try this again. It's like doing like chopsticks um, with your not strong hand. Okay. Which means like if you're left-handed, you're trying to do chopsticks with your right hand and vice versa. So hold on. We're gonna try to use two hands here, which we just did, and then we'll use one. See, intelligence always works out better. Yeah, when you use your brain, sometimes like, well, why don't you just use two hands for a second? So we're getting 40 volts, right? 40, 39.8, 40. So here's the thing. When this thing shuts off, it's because this battery starts to get a little heat in it. And once it gets a little heat in it, it likes to shut off. So what that tells me is that inside of here, there is probably like a bad BMS or there is some sort of uh, maybe like a weld or soldered or weld connection on the battery. And let's just say that it's hanging on by like what they call hanging by a thread or something. There could be a number of things, but those are going to be like the two main culprits. Usually it's heat because it'll turn on. And I tested this by just turning it on, right? And just leaving it on. And see, when you just leave it on and you're not riding it, it won't shut off, right? It won't shut off. It's only until you turn it on and start riding it. You turn it on, start riding it. As soon as a little bit of heat starts to generate, boop, it goes off. So, what's the plan? I'm going to take one of the last 10.4 amp hour batteries I have and I'm going to throw it in there. Measurements work. And another little thing here too. Look at this. This is a $400 scooter. I looked up the details on it, right? $400 scooter, but you're getting a 6 amp hour battery. And mind you, that's a 10-inch motor. I think it's like 350 or 500 watt because it does like 18 miles an hour. So they kind of gave it some features that it really shouldn't have because of that right there. So we're going to go ahead and bump that up. We're going to put a 10 amp hour battery in this mug. Okay. And all goes well with that. I may go ahead and just do a hard tire conversion and then it's going to go for sale. It's going to go for sale because it's basically a brand new scooter and we just do some upgrades to it. And, you know, $400 online, a hardly used one with an upgraded battery and solid tires, $300. What do you guys think? Come on. You in the market for a GoTrax G3? I'm turning it into like, I'm from California, right? Gavin Newsom, the sleazy car salesman. You know, he does all the little hand and shoulder movements like he's really trying to sell you on a lemon. But this isn't a lemon. We know what's wrong with it. It's the battery. So once we do that, it's all good to go. So I don't know. I think this might be a nice little flip. GoTrax G3 Plus, but the plus in this instance will mean a bigger battery and solid tires. Let me know what you guys think. Have a good one. Peace.